If you've always been careful with money, if you avoid debt, avoid risk, and try to do everything the right way, then this video might feel personal. Because for a lot of people, being financially responsible isn't the problem. Being too safe is. That's why so many smart, disciplined people stay stuck for years. Not because they're reckless, not because they're lazy, but because they built a financial life designed to avoid pain instead of designed to create freedom. And those are not the same thing. A lot of people think being safe with money means being smart. No debt. No investing unless it feels guaranteed. No big career moves unless success feels likely. No business idea unless the plan is perfect. No asking for more money unless you feel 100% ready. Everything has to feel secure first, proven first, low risk first, and that sounds responsible. But in real life, that mindset can quietly trap you. Because if your entire strategy is built around avoiding loss, you usually end up avoiding growth too. That's what most people miss. Safety protects what you already have. But if you don't have much, safety just protects your current level. And if your current level is barely getting by, then playing it safe just locks you there. That's why someone can work hard for years, save carefully, avoid major mistakes, and still feel like nothing changes. Because their system is built to survive, not to expand. And surviving feels productive when you're stressed. It feels mature, it feels responsible, but surviving and building are two completely different games. That's why some people look financially stable, but secretly feel financially trapped. They pay the bills, they avoid disasters, they don't do anything stupid, but they also never create momentum. No real upside, no leverage, no income jump, no ownership, just maintenance. And maintenance can eat your whole life. This is where safe people get stuck the hardest. They confuse certainty with intelligence. If it's not guaranteed, they avoid it. If it feels uncomfortable, they delay it. If they might fail, they overthink it. If the timing isn't perfect, they wait. And while they're waiting, someone else applies. Someone else starts. Someone else asks. Someone else learns by doing. Someone else gets the upside. That's the hidden cost of safety. Not the mistakes you avoid, the opportunities you never touch. Most financially stuck people are not losing because of one giant bad decision. They're losing because of hundreds of small decisions to stay comfortable. Stay in the same job. Keep undercharging. Leave cash sitting still. Never build a second skill that can earn more. Never make a move before they feel ready. And the problem is, you never feel ready for the move that changes your life. That's what makes it powerful. Big growth almost always feels unsafe at first. Not reckless. Unsafe. There's a difference. Reckless is gambling rent money on a fantasy. Unsafe is applying for the higher paying role before you feel fully qualified. Reckless is borrowing money to look successful. Unsafe is investing in a valuable skill before you can prove the return. Reckless destroys your foundation. Calculated risk builds a bigger one. But if your brain treats both things as the same, you'll reject the exact moves that could change your future. That's what a lot of careful people do. They don't avoid danger, they avoid discomfort, and then they call it discipline. A lot of people say they want financial freedom, but what they actually want is emotional certainty. They want to know they won't look stupid. They want to know they won't waste time. They want to know they won't lose money. They want to know it will work before they begin. But the entire reason upside exists is because certainty doesn't. If the outcome were obvious, the reward would already be priced in. That's true in investing, business, careers, life. You don't get paid extra for what feels safe to everyone else. You get paid for acting before it feels comfortable. You get paid for carrying uncertainty better than the average person. That's why the safest path often becomes the most expensive one. Staying in the wrong job because it feels stable. Never negotiating because you hate conflict. Keeping all your money in places that never grow. Waiting until you feel confident. Waiting until the fear is gone. And one day you wake up and realize you didn't protect your future. You protected your routine. That's the trap. Safe people often think they're making temporary conservative choices, but years later, those choices become an identity. I'm just careful. I'm just realistic. No, sometimes you're just attached to familiar discomfort. That's why people stay in financially draining lives for years. As long as it feels familiar. A paycheck they hate is familiar. A lifestyle that barely works is familiar. An income ceiling is familiar. And familiar feels safer than uncertain, even when it's costing them everything. So, what do you actually do instead? Not by becoming reckless, not by doing something dramatic, but by building what I call a risk ladder. Most people think risk is binary, safe or dangerous. Do it or don't. That's the wrong model. The smarter model is graduated risk. You don't need to blow up your life. You need to train yourself to take slightly bigger, intelligent risks over time. Start with one uncomfortable money move per month, not 10. 1. Ask for a raise. Apply for a role above your current level. Charge a little more. Put a fixed percentage into long-term investing automatically. Spend money to learn a skill that can pay you back. Start a tiny side income project before it feels polished. You're not trying to become fearless. You're trying to become someone who can function while uncertain. That is a real financial skill, maybe one of the most important ones. Because money doesn't just reward effort, it rewards judgment under uncertainty. And the people who win long-term are usually not the people who avoid every risk. They're the people who get better at sizing risk. They protect the floor while still building a higher ceiling. You don't need to become a different person overnight. You just need to stop worshiping comfort. Because comfort has a cost. And sometimes the most dangerous financial habit is needing everything to feel safe before you move. If you want more videos like this about money, psychology, and the hidden habits keeping smart people broke, subscribe. And remember this: the biggest financial mistake isn't always losing money. Sometimes it's spending years protecting a life that was never going to make you free.